Hey folks, Bridges here. I'm with my fifth bell and I'm going to show you what I'm looking for in terms of an exploded view drawing, an exploded assembly view of your train model, your train assembly. So let's all go ahead and open up our train assembly. And mine looks different than yours right now. This is what we're going to work towards. But right now you should not have that. So where we should be is right here in the design mode. Hopefully we're all in the same area. Okay. So from here, we want to create a new design. A new animation. So to go to a new animation, we're going to go to this design big button right here. Are you guys seeing me? And we're going to click that drop down, and we're going to go over here to animation. Go ahead and do that with me, class. Go ahead and click on that animation button. Now, yesterday, I know we talked about making things move and things of that nature, but really what I'm looking for here is an exploded view drawing. We can do more into the making the animations later. So under animation, all right, you can see I've got storyboard 1 and storyboard 2, and I'm about to make a new one to show you guys how to do this. You should only have one storyboard, and it should look like this, yes? Guys in the back? Yes, sir. All right, you hearing me? You with me? Yeah, we're with you. All right. So the way that we're going to make the parts explode out away from this, okay, is basically we're going to take it apart piece by piece, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to use this under the transform menu. We're going to use this first one, the four-way arrow. It looks like the copy arrow from the 3D modeling mode, okay? The hotkey for that you can see is M, and it's also this icon right here. So let's go ahead and click on transform components, and we'll go ahead and zoom in and we'll start selecting components. All right. I'm going to click on these linkage pegs and remove them first. So make sure that your whatever you want is highlighted. Click it once. Now you do have to hold the shift key on your keyboard with your left hand while clicking again on the other peg right here. Make sure you're not getting the linkage arm, just the peg at this point. So now I've got two parts. Both pegs are selected. Did everybody get that? Would anybody like me to wait? Great. So at this point, we've got three different arrow options. We can move it this way, that way, or the other way. And we're going to choose the other way, which is, I believe, the Z distance. Okay, and we're going to pull that out. Okay, if you watch the videos I posted yesterday, he tells you a number to pull it out to, but that number is wrong. So let's go ahead and just change that distance. We're going to pull it out a distance of 6 inches. 6 inches and then enter. Now, we're going to have to zoom out to see all of that by clicking the home button. That's fine. And you can see it put both of those moves, both of those transforms in my timeline. All right, and we're basically just going to repeat this process, folks, for all the parts on this side of the train. So again, once again, I'll click on Transform Components, and this time I'll just choose the linkage arm. And I'll move it out. Each one is going to be a little less than the previous, so that way we can see all the parts. And I'm going to move this guy out a distance of 5 inches. Now, when I type in 5, it shoots it over to the other side of the part of the assembly. That's not what we want. So I'm going to put a negative in there. Negative 5 inches gets me where I want to go. So I'll hit OK. And now we can see both the linkage pegs and the linkage arm. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you to do something. Let's go back in each one of these things over here, just like an extrude or a revolve or a hole feature. We can right click on these and edit these. So let's edit each one of these actions. And let's turn on this little button right here at the bottom, trail line visibility. Go ahead for each one of those and turn on the trail line visibility by just right clicking on it in the timeline and going to edit action and turning on the trail lines. So what that does, it leaves a little trail line after each part that we've moved. I'll do that one more time for you. Right click on what was in the timeline for that part. We're going to edit action and we're going to click to turn on the trail line visibility and say OK. Now from here on out, on all these next parts, we're just going to do that from the get-go. So once again, we're going to use the Transform Components button. And this time we're going to choose the axle pegs, aren't we? So I click one. Hey guys, what button do I need to hold on my keyboard to select multiple things? Shift is fine. Control also works, but I've got both selected now. Now go ahead and now click this trail line visibility so we don't have to come back and do that as another step. Now we can pull out our arrows, and we did a 6, we did a 5. Let's just make this one come out 4 inches. And it's starting to look pretty good here, isn't it? All right. Same thing with the wheels. We will go tweak components, or rather transform. We're going to say 1. We're going to hold shift. We're going to say the other one. Again, let's turn on the trail line visibility, and let's bring it out a distance of, oh, I don't know. That looks like a good distance. What is that, about 2? Let's type in 2 there. Oh, this one wants me to do a -2. I'm not quite sure on how to read these, whether it's positive or negative. I guess it depends on the part. And I'll say okay. That's it for this side, folks. Now, what we need to do is we're going to click on the opposite corner. Right now, we're looking at the front top right side corner. Let's look at the top right back side corner, this one right here. See where I'm clicking? Let's click right there so we can see. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. I forgot the cow catcher in the stack, didn't I? So let's move that cow catcher. Let's move it out. Oh, I think about 2 inches is just fine. Don't forget to turn on your trail lines. Okay? And your stack, we're going to move up. And we're going to move it up 4. We're going to move it up 4. Don't forget your trail lines. Everybody okay with that? Does anybody need me to wait for a second? Nobody needs me to wait? Okay, so we'll continue the process of using the transform tool to select parts, holding the shift key to select multiples. We're going to pull those out. Same distances on this opposite side. So 6 inches, followed by 5 inches. Oh, I forgot something, didn't I? What did I forget on this last part, y'all? Trail lines. So I'll just undo since it's just the one. Unfortunately, you can't edit transforms for multiple parts at the same time, even though I can make a transform for multiple at the same time, which is what I'm doing right now. You can't go back and edit for multiples with the trail lines. So that's why I just did that transform over. And I'll continue that process. So I'll just turn on the trail lines each time, bring them out. This one's -5. Okay, followed by the axle pegs, a distance of 4. Don't forget the trail lines. Oops, I forgot one there, didn't I? Try that again. I didn't shift click. Here we go. In the wheels, shift click to get both of them. Turn on trail lines, bring it out a distance of -2. Enter. Folks, we're almost done here. Just a couple of more things here. Let's bring this one out with trail lines, a distance of, I don't know, what do you think, 2? And the hitch magnet, what I did just there. Hitch magnet, a distance of -1. Don't forget your trail lines. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this gets us what we're looking for. So I don't know if I'm recording or not. I am. All right. So from this point, we played around with a couple of camera angles. By default, it does record your movements around. Okay. But if you wanted to turn off the recording of you changing your camera angle, you could simply press this. I recommend you just keeping that on pause the whole time. So there's no need for you to record your camera movements at this point in time. All right. If you do choose to play with that, you can see that it'll actually record the camera motion. Oh, so it actually didn't play at that time. Whatever. Um, if you're watching the video and you're wondering why it's putting it back together now instead of taking it apart, all we did to do that was we took it apart and then we right-clicked down here on storyboard and we went to reverse. Okay, and that reverses everything. While we made it like this, take things apart. Once you're happy with that, you could simply right-click on your storyboard and go to reverse to make it putting it back to have a video that puts it back together now. And that's what we did. Cool. So once you're satisfied with that, I'm satisfied with that. Let's go ahead and go up here to animation. This is all still part of your train assembly. So first thing, let's save. It's still part of that same train assembly file, but instead of looking at the 3D file now, we're just looking at an animation of that file. So now we can go back to our design file. We're back in our home sweet home here. And from this point, we can go to one of two ways. We can go File, New Drawing from Design, okay, or from Animation. Let's go from Animation. From Design would do a drawing of the assembled model, right? From Animation would do a drawing of our exploded view, right? We're going to choose the template that we know to choose, title block A, and let us show it in the exploded view. So I'm going to go ahead and reverse again back to my fully exploded, or I guess I could probably just drag this. Okay, it's not letting me edit anything over here. So I'm going to have to cancel and make those changes myself. I'll go ahead and reverse this one more time. So that way it's fully exploded when we go to make the drawing. All right, cool. I'll try that again. Sorry about that. With everything being fully exploded, now I can feel free to go to File, New Drawing from Animation, and we're going to make it of storyboard 3 in my case. Yours should say 1 probably. And our template is going to be IEDA, and that's all. We can say OK. It'll take it a minute, but once it catches up with itself, it's done computing everything, those motions, it'll ask for a base view, just like on a regular assembly. There's my base view. Looks like I can give it a little bit more space on the paper, couldn't I? So instead of doing 1/4 scale, let's change that to, I don't know, let's try 3/4 scale, 3/4. I see 3/4 on there? No, so I'll just type it in. Change the 1 to a 3. Ooh, 3/4 is a little too big. Just barely. 3/5 probably would work. Yeah, look at that. And I'm going to go ahead and make it shaded while I'm here. And I'll say OK. All right, it looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Now, the last thing I want to do is something we talked about early in the semester, and that is to create a parts list, or sometimes known as a bill of materials. So let's go ahead right up here. It's very simple. To tables. All right. And let's place a table up here where we have some space, maybe the upper right corner. Oh, you know what? I don't like that this description is there still. So I'm going to double click on my parts list and let's uncheck the description field. Okay. It's still a little bit too big for what I like. So we'll see about scaling it down. We may have to make our exploded view smaller. Let's see what it looks like this way. If I click on it, does it let me resize it? Not really, no. All right. What that means is I need to double click on my main exploded view and let's just make it half scale. An alternative, we could use a bigger paper if we wanted to. I would be okay with that. Let's just try to make this fit on here. Now we got everything labeled, but it looks like my bubbles are a little too big for their own good. So let's move my bubbles. You can also edit where it touches the part. And just get everything nicely spread out to where it's not overlapping, not too crunched. I think this is getting a little too crunched down here, so I'll just delete it. And I'll delete this number 7 as well. I'll move the 8 down a bit. And the 9 down a bit as well. Oops. Thought it would snap into my corner, but it's not. All right, we're almost done here. Just gonna make things not overlap and intersect. Now I did delete one bubble, didn't I? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing 5. So that is the linkage arm. I need to put a bubble in the linkage arm. So to do that, let's just use the balloon, right up here, the balloon option. I'll click on my, oh, well, it's saying you can only balloon to components, which means that this must be a body still. So no problem there. All I want to do is go over and open up that part, which is the linkage arm. And we just should know how to do that by now. We're simply going to find the component over here. We're going to right click on it. It was a body rather, so it's a body currently. We're going to right click on it and we're going to try this again. Now this is interesting. Right click on the body, create components from bodies. Now it's a component. Now if I save, do you see where I did that? I found that there was a body in the browser tree. I right clicked and I converted it to a component. That should catch everything up on the train assembly. Okay. Not giving us any sort of yellow. Oh, it does give us a yellow. So we'll just click that. We didn't change anything, so these parts should still be all good. It just changed it from a body to a component, so hopefully no issues with that. It's just recalculating everything, all of its joints. Okay, it did say there was a problem with some joints. It was looking for a body, which no longer exists, but we can fix that, no problem. Yeah, so I could just redo those, edit those joints. I can do that later on. I'm not going to do that right now in this video. But all that to get back to, where do I need to go? I need to go to animation, don't I? Now it should allow me to, I'm sorry, I need to go to my drawing, which is where? Train body drawing, train assembly. Where's my drawing for this? gone and confused myself. Sorry about the delay. I'll just go to drawing here. I don't want to make a new one. Uh-oh. So I got a little scared there for a second. I thought I lost my drawing. That's a good reminder to go ahead and save what you got. Train assembly drawing exploded view. And I'm going to go ahead and put that where it needs to go, right there. And what I was trying to do here was go ahead and bubble or balloon this linkage arm. Well, now that this linkage arm is actually a component, hopefully it lets me do that. It doesn't, because it's still saying that what I've got is not a body. I'll click the update button right here. And now it recognizes that as a component and should let me add a balloon to it, and it doesn't. Convert bodies to components in the design. All right, fair enough. Let's go back to design. So it is a component here. So that's cool. Just needs some loving on the joints. It's probably easier to delete the joint altogether than to fix it, but I'll try to fix it.
There's no dimensions, right?
Right.
Okay. No, you did that.
All right. What in the world is that humming noise? Yeah.
No, it's the printer.
My 3D printer?
Yeah, the one back here.
Oh, is it going?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Pretty quiet, really. You don't have to, but anywhere in the Google Classroom. That assignment, yeah. You attach it. You attach that assignment. Okay, guys. Wow, didn't know I was recording that whole time. So we should be good to go. Go ahead and add a balloon to this last part. All right, save my assembly. If anybody's watching this video, they've either learned or they are really bored. All right, so it updated the model. I got to move all my balloons again. Great. But it does now allow me to balloon this part. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Be quiet. What'd you do? Great question. Balloon. It allows me to balloon lots of stuff on here. Not everything. No. Watch this. I'm going to do it all over again. Base view. Why are you giving me that weird base view? Yours is set up right as a component. And I thought I fixed mine not being a component, but evidently I didn't. So I'm going to try it again. Table. Put it right there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.